What has caused this rift between you?
That love is still there, 100%. I love my sister. I've only ever loved and supported her and done what's right by her, and she knows that. So I don't know why we're in this position right now.
Jamie Lynn Spears just released a bombshell on her sister, Britney Spears, in her latest book, and Britney is totally not here for it. The sisters epically clash online, with each one seeming to want to publicly feud in front of all of their fans. And it seems like their relationship is all but over, with Britney claiming Jamie is a scum person. What we have right now on the drama could continue to tear Jamie's family apart. We'll walk through Jamie's life to attempt to examine what could have possibly led to the insane blow-up that everyone is talking about. Today, it's Jamie Lynn Spears. Tomorrow, though, you decide. Let us know who you'd like to see in the next video by commenting down below with your suggestions. And please don't forget to like this video for more content just like it. Now, let's get into it. Jamie Lynn Spears was born in Mississippi but raised in Louisiana. There's a 10-year age difference between Jamie and Britney, who both have an older brother named Brian. Jamie was athletic, being both a cheerleader and successful basketball player in elementary school before she had to transition to online learning when she became a Nickelodeon actress. When she was only 11 years old, Jamie made her acting debut with a drama film called Crossroads. At this point, her sister was a bona fide celebrity and had been for years. Using her sister's success, Spears began working with Nickelodeon, first in a sketch comedy show, then making a guest appearance on a figure skating program. In 2004, 2 years into her acting career at the age of 13, Jamie signed a deal with Nickelodeon to star as a protagonist on an originally scripted television show called Zoe 101. The show centered on the main character Zoe, who goes to a boarding school with her friends. Jamie Lynn even sang the title song, which was written by Britney. It was the network's highest-rated television series in over 8 years. Despite its massive success, one that propelled Jamie to a child icon in television, the series would only last for 4 years, and no one was quite sure why. The final episode, which aired in 2008, also suspiciously only featured Jamie Lynn from the chest up, never showing her lower body. That mystery, though, was soon unraveled when Nickelodeon issued a statement shortly after the series ended, announcing that Spears was pregnant at only 16 years old, and that the network supported Britney taking responsibility. It also noted that its primary concern was for her well-being. Jamie Lynn Spears' pregnancy was a massive shock to Nickelodeon. With teen pregnancy being so insanely stigmatized, people blamed her for going public with their pregnancy, stating that she was glamorizing it. She'd become pregnant by her boyfriend Casey Aldridge, who she had been dating for 2 years. He was 18 years old at the time of the pregnancy. Due to Jamie's religious upbringing, she and Casey decided to get engaged shortly after the pregnancy announcement, and the couple moved to Mississippi and purchased a home together to raise their child. There, Jamie Lynn Spears gave birth to her daughter Maddie. In her new memoir, Jamie describes the teen pregnancy situation. She said that when she told her father, he was more concerned about the PR nightmare that would ensue for her sister, Britney. About the experience, Jamie said, quote, "The entire Spears team was already caught up in my sister's PR difficulties, and everyone around me just wanted to make this issue disappear. They took my smartphone away, fearing the news would get out, and insisted that no one shared any information with anyone, especially the press. My daddy and I stopped speaking, and the tension was terrible." Spears then describes how the people around her tried to pressure her into not having the baby, and how the pleas were twisted into not making a mistake she'll regret for the rest of her life, with, quote, "I'll never forget that last plea of making a mistake I would regret, because it reinforced my decision to have my baby." Sadly, Jamie was unable to even tell her sister about the pregnancy, being kept under lock and key by her family. Britney only found out about the baby when the news was broken by the press, as she was not contacted by any member of her family while they tried to cover it up and convince Jamie not to go through with the pregnancy. During all this, Britney was battling her own demons, and the paparazzi storm was unbearable for Jamie, who attempted to file for emancipation from her parents in an attempt to separate herself from them and raise her child on her own. She did gain independence, if only to minimize the amount of negative press the family was getting, and Jamie subsequently disappeared from the media to raise her baby full-time. Jamie and her now husband broke up after 2 years together, making Jamie a single mom. They reconciled very briefly a year later, but that relationship didn't last. 3 years later, she began a relationship with a businessman, also named Jamie. The two would date on and off before announcing their engagement in 2013. They are now married and had another child together in 2018. Ever since she got her emancipation from her parents, Jamie has led an extremely private and quiet life. She shied away from the media and press, instead choosing to raise her children in normality. A few years after her disappearance, Jamie began slowly entering into the spotlight again. She's now a country music singer and acts in a Netflix television show called Sweet Magnolias. It all seemed relatively normal and tame in comparison to her tumultuous childhood. Then, in 2021, Jamie announces that she's writing a novel, which is set to come out on the 18th of January in 2022. To promote the book, she began doing interviews and press. For an ABC News interview, Jamie opens up about the trauma she experienced in her past. While she focuses mostly on her parents and the controlling relationship she had with them, she does describe her and her sister's bond. The interview begins tame, with Jamie feeling that Britney was like a mother to her due to their decade-long age gap. Then, there's a bit of a turn where Jamie says that her sister was erratic, spiraling, and paranoid. Despite claiming no role in Britney's conservatorship that controlled her life for 13 years, Jamie said she stepped away from her sister, feeling it was best not to have a strong relationship until after the conservatorship was dissolved. Once Britney saw the interview, she immediately took to Twitter in anger. In the post, Britney references the interview with Jamie and states, quote, "Two things that did bother me that my sister said was how my behavior was out of control. She was never around me much 15 years ago at that time, so why are they even talking about that unless she wants to sell a book at my expense?" Britney then posts another tweet reacting to her sister's claim that Britney had locked Jamie in a closet with a knife while having a panic attack. Britney calls it a flat-out lie. Quote, "Please stop with these crazy lies for the Hollywood books. Now and only now, I do know only a scum person would make up such things about me." She continues dragging Jamie in the post, calling her low for the alleged lie in her memoir. In response to Britney's anger, Jamie posts an Instagram story pleading with her older sister to call her so they can discuss the matters privately. The feud would continue publicly as both sisters lashed out at one another online. Britney once again posts a tweet stating that her family treated her like nothing and that she had begged Jamie for support amid the rehab stints, to which Jamie took a distanced approach. In the last tweet Britney released, she backtracked on a few statements, apologizing for calling Jamie Lynn scum, but remaining adamant that the book was lying. About Jamie's role in the conservatorship, Britney said, quote, "I think we would both have to agree to the fact that the family had never been remotely as hard on you as they have been on me. What Dad did to me, they don't even do to criminals. So for you to sit back and act completely aloof to what has happened to me is honestly insane." Britney has more to say when she accused Jamie of not genuinely being there for her, taking days to respond to cries for help, and only reacting when Britney went public with Instagram posts about her breakdowns. Obviously, the relationship between the sisters is extremely raw right now, with Jamie finishing the feud by stating on an Instagram story, quote, "Please stop continuing the narrative that I haven't been there for you or that I'm making things up. I'm happy to share how many times I've reached out to you, supported you, and tried to help you. This is embarrassing and has to stop. I love you." This extremely public feud between the sisters is amid an already strained relationship where Britney felt abandoned by her younger sibling amid her attempts to end the conservatorship. She had attacked her sister before online, which led to bullying by Britney's fans toward the youngest Spears. She even claims to have received death threats from users for her distance. As it stands now, both sisters remain resolute in their opinions of their relationship, with Britney feeling abandoned and Jamie Lynn refusing to accept that, stating that she had always been there for her sister. It isn't just Britney, though, that felt Jamie was lying in her new memoir. Former co-star in Zoe 101, Alexa Nicholas, went to Instagram to refute claims that she had bullied Spears on set. Alexa had previously gone on record that she herself had been bullied by Jamie Lynn, and that she wasn't even invited back to the Zoe 101 reunion because of her, something that has caused long-lasting trauma for Alexa. Alexa rants about Jamie, quote, lying up a storm in her new memoir that paints Spears as the victim, when, according to multiple accounts, she was at best a bystander and at worst the instigator of hate. As it stands now, with Jamie's book due to be released tomorrow, it seems that she is completely embroiled in tons of drama as reactions mount up against her tell-all memoir. Only time will tell if these two sisters continue to fight online or if things hopefully change for the better. So how do you feel about all the Spears drama? What was your reaction to what Britney posted on Twitter? Let us know in the comments down below, and while you're down there, you may as well subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much for watching Where Are They Now? I've been your host, Sierra. See you next time.